Welcome back, guys, to the channel. And today I'm going to be doing my mid-season review of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Now, first off, I just want to say how much an improvement the series has been. And I mean, and I thought Beast Morphers is an improvement. It would Beast Morphers, so good. So well, for the most part. But Dino Fury, they've been constantly. I mean, they had some slip ups here and there, but for the most part, they've been constantly getting better and better. With each episode, and then I'm surprised at how much in depth with the lore they've been going with the whole Morphin Masters and had going deep into the morphing grid and stuff like that. Excuse me. Uh and these characters. Yeah, let's get into characters. To the characters, excuse me. Zato. Let's start off with Zato, Red Ranger. Okay, Zato. Man, how do I explain? Okay, first off, when you see Zato in the first episode, he really does give off a Captain America, Steve Rogers vibe. He's like very. She's kind of strict, stoic. You see him, he looks and feels like a leader, and Russell Curry really sells it, man. He really sells that. But then, as the season goes on, he kind of get this awkward alien, kind of not slapstick per se, but fish out of water thing with Zato, and he's getting used to this new planet, this new version of a planet he's been stuck on for millions of years, and I love the conflict between him and wanting to and wondering about his home planet. Is everyone still there? Is everyone gone? Is the planet dead or something? So yeah, that's really good. And the backstory with him being a knight and riding dinosaurs from the past. So that was pretty cool. Him being a knight on Raft Con, which glad they actually used the night theme, which makes a lot more sense in the context of it just being random teenagers who just happen to have dino powers, and then they somehow just have a night theme to it. But so Zato's a knight, and him and his crew go to Earth to fight the Sporix beast and everything. I'm kind of all over the place with this review, if you couldn't tell. But anyways, they yeah, crew's gone, and so you get this feeling. Zato get this feeling he's missed so much. He doesn't know where his friends are. Only friend he has left is Solon, which I'll get to her later. But yes, and yeah, and it's his new friends, which I think that's a good segue into Ollie and Amelia. Now Ollie, I do really like the clash between Ollie and Amelia's conflict. That's really good. The whole Ollie being sort of a strict he needs scientific evidence for this thing. There needs to be logic to it. And then Amelia, who's more of she's she believes in the paranormal really. But she kind of superstitious, I guess you could say, or whatever. And so that it really clashes, especially in the first episode when Amelia shoots Ollie with a net, a net, whatever, net catcher, whatever it is. She shoots him with it, and she thinks he's a ghost, and then they kind of clash because Ollie he's kind of mad about that. So he's like, why do you think I'm a ghost? Ghosts don't exist. And so yeah, but I heard this a lot in the fandom too. It's kind of but what if Ollie, if a this takes place, and then the main timeline, all the other Rangers have existed, so it's you believe you know aliens and monsters and demons and robots exist, but you can't even not even the possibility of the supernatural not being a factor into that too. Like, come on, I mean, if you think about it, the Phantom Ranger is sort of kind of supernatural. Like, Phantom is his name too, so I mean, yeah. But yeah, Ollie's okay character. He hasn't really got much to do. Like, he had a solo episode, but nothing in depth about his backstory, like with Zato or anything. But yeah, Ollie. For right now, Ollie's okay. He's an okay character. Um, Now Amelia, I like the concept of her being like this this young adult who's like who's probably been she's been out of high school for a good like couple of years. Probably like she's probably like in college. I say she's around that age, the college range, and she's working at Buzz Blast, like kind of like the Daily Bugle for Power Rangers, basically. And so yeah, the way everything is set up with her and again Ollie is cool. I like the sense of wonder. Well, they all have a sense of wonder, especially when with like all the Rangers wondering about their Zords, and even until a point where Zato's like, "You humans really like Zords," which is a pretty clever nod. So, yeah. So Amelia, she's kind of like Ollie to where it's like, we don't really have anything concrete, like concrete backstory of her character, but her personality is pretty unique for a Pink Ranger. Like I like how she's playful with her friend, with her team, helpful. It's kind of like a generic, sort of like a generic Pink Ranger. But yeah, um, I think that's it for Amelia. Yeah, I think it's it for Amelia. She's she's just really cool right now. I hope we get something more than just her, like except for that one episode with her feeling like she has bad luck. That episode 6. So yeah, hopefully we get something more tangible. I don't know if I should say something that's not like just her personality or whatever, like actual backstory, like where she come from, how she came to be who she is, stuff like that. Um, so to the new guys, the newbies, Javier and Izzy. I'll start off with Izzy. Izzy is probably like my second favorite Ranger so far. Like okay, let me get this out of the way. Izzy is definitely a Gen Z. Like you cannot tell me Izzy is not from Generation Z. Like she literally talks like she's from Gen Z, and this is coming from someone who is a part of the Gen Z generation, which is also like kind of cool and kind of cringe. Like episode, I want to say episode 6. She just going around like, "Oh, thanks, fam," or "That is so cringe." I don't know if she said it exactly like that, but she said something was cringe. And how could I forget? Okay, they really managed to put the OK Boomer joke into Power Rangers. I can't believe I'm saying this. They really put OK Boomer in Power Rangers, which was pretty cringe. It's still kind of cringe, but kind of cool at the same time. And I just love like Izzy is really playful and jokey. Like her charisma, her charm is so relatable. It's so relatable. Like in her and Zato's banter, like Izzy would like say a a joke, Zato would take it seriously, which kind of like bounces off each other, which I like the whole thing about Zato being a knight and Izzy being like calling she like the whole episode of her debut that she's calling him Mr. Knight, which is pretty cool, and she's talking about him slaying dragons to the point where Zeta actually thought there were dragons. So yeah, Izzy is so cool, and I really like that so far. I love the dynamic of her, Javier, even Warden Garcia, which is Izzy and Javier's dad. I don't know if it's like if that's Izzy's stepdad or if that's Javier's stepdad. I don't know. Izzy and Javier are supposed to be step siblings, so we don't really know. We like the mom. Where's the mom? If that's Izzy's mom married to Javier's dad, or Izzy's dad married to Javier's mom, or whatever. Moving on, I spent too much time on this. Moving on to Javier. Okay, now Javier is kind of like Ollie, to whereas like we don't really get like backstory, and Amelia too. We don't really get backstory. Well, Izzy's been the same way. Mostly every Ranger's been. We don't really get backstory of them. Like we don't get how Javier or and Izzy have met or something, or what sparked their brotherly and sisterly love for each other. Excuse me. But yeah, is so far Zeto's like the only one. I guess it makes sense since his backstory is kind of what pushes the plot forward. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But Javier, he's like the cool, brooding sort of Black Ranger. Not to the point where he's like Dylan from RPM, but he's cool and to where he's like he's friendly with people too. He's not like he doesn't really push people away unless he's dealing with like stuff like in episode 7 where he has this whole conflict with his dad Warden Garcia taking away his guitar. He like throughout the whole episode he's kind of like upset about it, and he doesn't want to tell the others because he doesn't really know how. So he just kind of mopes throughout the whole episode and all that. So yeah, and by the way, that episode, Warden Garcia was he's kind of a jerk. Like he's kind of a douche. Like he literally blames him for his sister getting hurt in battle, and Javier tries to explain it as the Black Ranger saves both of them, but it's no. It's your fault. Your sister got hurt because you didn't get hurt either. And it's like wow. Dad of the year, everyone. Father of the year. But anyways. So yeah, Javier's an alright ranger so far. I hope we get some more backstory between him and Izzy. And yeah. Oh, before I forget, I don't know why people are kind of like shipping Amelia and Ollie with the other members of the team when it's kind of obvious they're kind of pushing Izzy and Izzy, not Izzy. Sorry. Amelia and Ollie. They're pushing them to be kind of the couple of the season, and I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's like, I mean, it's right in your face. Not unless they're gonna pull like a switcheroo, which for Power Rangers, I doubt they would do that. They're pretty straightforward with their storytelling, for the most part, anyways. So I don't think they would switch it up to like have Amelie go like Javier or something. And another thing is, it's kind of confirmed that Izzy is like the only high school student on the team since she's like part of the track team on her first school. And it doesn't appear that Javier is in school either. We don't really see or hear anything about him going to school. He has a job at Buzz Blast with Amelia. And so like I don't know. I just find it kind of weird they shipping her with the other members. But like how I see it, Izzy and like Amelia and Zato's over a million years old, so that's kind of weird in itself, right there. But but like how Ollie and Amelia shipping her with them is kind of like I don't. I don't know. That's weird because they're to me both of them are like literally in that college age range. I'd say Izzy's about 17, 18, and then Amelia Ollie probably like between 20, I say between 22 and like 24 or something. That age gap is just kind of weird. I don't know. I'm probably spending too much time on it, so I'm probably just thinking too hard about it. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, I think the villains. Let's move on to the villains. Now, the villains, they've actually been pretty interesting. The most interesting in like the recent years, like they've been the most interesting. Well, I wouldn't. Well, I don't know, because Blaze and Roxy were also really interesting villains in season one of Beast Morphers. That is, but like, okay, so we got Void Knight. Now, okay, at the beginning, I kind of thought, I think most of us thought Void Knight would be like the generic main villain with the gravelly voice, and he orders around his army to destroy the Rangers, and just sits on his butt all the time. But nah, Void from the beginning. Void Knight was in there getting the work. Okay, he stay on his toes. You never really see him sit down. Like they have a chair in the lair, he doesn't sit down. I think Boom Tower and Mucus sit in it at least once. You don't see Void Knight sitting. So like you see Void Knight going to the Ranger Slayer in the pilot, grabbing the henchman keys, fighting off the Rangers, all that stuff. And then other episodes, you see him actually creating plans. He found their base. He built Boom Tower. Like Void Knight's actually putting in the work, unlike most villains of the franchise. And then when we get to the mid-season finale, where we find out that that Boom Tower, not Boom Tower, sorry, Void Knight has a loved one. Void Knight has a loved one in the tomb. It's almost like he's doing what he's doing to free her or cure her or something, which is pretty much Mr. Freeze's backstory. Like pretty much, like I heard people say that Void Knight got a whole lot more interesting now too, because like at first they just thought, yeah, he's all right, but he's not really doing much. We don't really know much about him. Apparently, there's like some backstory between Zato and the armor Void Knight wears. So yeah, it seems like they're building up to something with that, and the fact that they like have now we have sort of a sympathetic villain in the French. Well, we had Rancid. I can't say in the franchise. We have another sympathetic villain. Like nothing like this has happened before. Like a villain doing what they're doing for a loved one, not like a master or something, not resurrecting or just regularly conquering the planet. No, they're like there's like stakes involved for both teams too, for both Void Knight and the Rangers, which I really like that dynamic. It's not just one-sided black and white. They're really mixing it up. Boom Tower is kind of like, he's fine. He's just a generic bad guy. Stuff like that. So yeah, Void Knight's no Void Knight, Boom Tower. Boom Tower is he's all right. He's not like as powerful. Honestly, he kind of feels dumbed down compared to his Super Sentai counterpart, Tank Joe. Tank Joe would wreck stuff. Like he wreck you, bro. Watch Ryu Soldier, the Super Sentai equivalent to Dino Fury. Tank Joe would always wreck stuff, man. He is not playing around. And Mucus is all right. She's no Crayon from Ryu Soldier, but she has her moments, like the time I think she like chases after Javier, and she like goes in her slime form, and she's like it's morphing slime, which I thought was a clever play on words there. So yeah, the villains are fine. Void Knight is really good. He's like starting to get up there for me as like my favorite villains. So yeah, I don't know if I don't really want to go into the side characters much. Well, I just go by fast. Dr. Arcana, Ollie's mom, she's alright. I don't really see much or know much of her. She's just an archaeologist and happens to be related to Ollie. Um Zato's I don't really count Zato's mom, never mind. Warden Garcia. Warden Garcia is okay. He's kind of a jerk. He's like a strict dad, but he's alright. He's fine. Jane and Jayborg, they're okay. Comedic duo of the show, I guess. They're all right. They have their moments, but yeah. Um, I guess that's pretty much it for like the characters and stuff. Like the I'm so glad that they chose to adapt this too, because the Reese Soldier, from what I remember, was kind of a sort of a boring season. Like I feel like nothing much would really happen. Like they were like stalling for time to get to the finale, but Reese Soldier would deliver on the action. Like those fight scenes, mwah, perfection. I've never seen agile Megazords until you've seen Reese Soldier, aka Dino Fury. Like the fighting and the fight choreography in Dino Fury in general is so good. I'm so glad they got the guy from like the Disney era, which I think were like the best when it comes to choreographed fight scenes in the franchise, and it's just so good, so good. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it. This season is shaping up to be good. We just gotta see what they. I'm excited to see what they do with Ion, the Gold Ranger, since he was like confirmed. I thought he would have. Honestly, I thought he would have showed up. Not like necessarily debut in episode 8, but like a cameo. I guess they kind of hinted at him because in the episode, the Nexus Prism, like like goes the Nexus Prism goes in for the sorry the Nexus Prism goes into like an ocean, which if you don't know in the Sentai and in the series, his dinosaur is a Mosasaurus, which is like a water based dinosaur. So he goes in the water, and it's kind of implied that the prism is searching for him, which I think is pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see how that pays off when it comes back in the fall. So yeah, the cast is great. The series is super good so far. I love the references. Like I really think Dino Fury is shaping up to be a really great season. Like it's like it could be up there rivaling like RPM or something, honestly. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I'm gonna give this so far I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, yeah. That's what I would rank the mid season so far of Dino Fury at 8 out of 10. Can't wait for it to come back on sometime in the fall. I really hate the hiatuses, man. I really do. And yeah. Be sure to stay tuned for the channel if you want any other reviews like Zenkaiger. Gotta catch up on that. And yeah. We'll see how it goes. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends about me, please. I know I haven't really been uploading that much. I want to upload more. It's just things are kind of complicated, but yeah. So I don't know if you can hear that. No, never mind. Okay. Bye. Peace.